the Washingtons hitting you with another video.
Whoa, that is my job. What is going on, YouTube family? We are so excited to see you guys. We are the Washingtons hitting y'all with another video. See, it's just bright. Oh. Yes, you guys definitely saw the title. We're going to be talking to you guys about how our first date went and some issues we've been having in the neighborhood. So what's up, babe? What you got? Just want to steal my intros. Over a year, no joke, we have not been separated from our children or
I was like, where are you going with that?
Anything
we
else.
We have not been separated. It's okay, we have not been separated.
Oh.
From our children.
No, we have been on the grind for over a year.
Over a year.
No dates. Okay?
Which we're not bragging about. That is not a brag.
We don't recommend that. Okay? And then we're talking about our neighborhood being on high alert and some crazy stuff that has been going on during COVID. So, babe, get us started about what COVID has brought about just within the neighborhood, I guess. Because we already know COVID's been crazy.
Yeah, well, obviously, COVID's been crazy, right? And it's one of those things that, like, you don't really expect.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of just going through life, going through COVID, like, you know, you got the stores, masks, whatever. But in our own neighborhood, like, just things have been going on, and one of those is theft. Yeah.
We've been on high alert. So we live in Huntsville, Alabama. We live in a new construction community, and they don't necessarily have gates up yet or anything like that.
It's a gated community without a gate, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway,
are you gonna zoom in on that?
Yeah, I should, but no, we'll keep it really chill. Not a lot of edits in this. But yeah, we live in a community that's supposed to be gated, that's not gated. And due to COVID, we've had a lot of petty thefts. And where do people go when they feel as though they want to make some money? Neighborhoods that they feel as though
have money.
Exactly. So our neighborhood
has been on. Not that everyone in here has money like that.
Like that.
It's just a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, it's just a nice neighborhood, and it's a newer one. And actually, it doesn't make sense because we live around a bunch of cops. Like
a bunch of cops.
Like
there's
we're not
literally
even near
three
the city.
right next door to us.
Yeah, we're like 20, 25 minutes outside of the city. Like, do you understand? Like from downtown area. So it was quite mind-boggling to me. But anyway, they've been getting away with it. They've been trying to steal a lot of stuff out of cars lately. So when I say petty, they haven't been trying to get into anyone's homes. I think that would be a bad idea.
Very dumb.
But yeah,
considering that the whole neighborhood has security systems.
Legit. But yeah, like they've been getting into people's cars. I don't know if it's just because it's more relaxed out here and they understand like a lot of these people aren't locking their cars and stuff. So and most of the people, if you don't know about Alabama, like there isn't a lot of basements, so people use their garage as like their basements or their workout areas and stuff like that. No matter the size of the house, really, like it seems to be like attic. Yeah, it seems to be like their basements, so they park outside. Plus, the weather is well enough for you to park outside year round. So that's just the way they do it out here. So there's tons of cars to go through. And tons of neighborhoods that are probably on high alert. We just hear about ours because of our residence page.
Right.
But what is the biggest crime that we've had so far to really put everybody on like extremely high alert?
So we have a neighborhood Facebook group that's kind of off topic. This is how we found out about it though. Because our neighborhood is like in sync. Like everybody is on one accord. They're all like working together. Like they're using their cameras to see what all is going on in the neighborhood and the video recordings. One of the biggest things that happened, this past weekend?
Yeah.
Was a truck was stolen. Like a full-size, nice truck.
Yeah.
Literally surveillance videos to show that it was being driven away. Like,
and he lives like right next to a cop too.
Right next to a cop. Like the cop vehicle, the patrol vehicle, the cop wasn't working that night.
No, he
literally had his patrol vehicle like sitting right outside, like right next to the driveway.
And they walked up to the neighbor and stole his truck. You know how confident you have to be to do that? Or how desperate you have to be to do that? But they did it, and they still can't find the truck.
And it's really what it boils down to. People are just desperate right now. A lot of people aren't working. A lot of people don't have jobs. A lot of people have a shortage of income. And so I think that theft has increased. It's always been around. And not to say that wouldn't have happened if COVID wasn't going on. It still could have, because there are people just living that lifestyle anyways. But
it's less likely.
Less likely.
Definitely to happen. And I would say this to say too, just because someone might be living in a nicer home or might have a vehicle that looks a certain way, like, don't always look at the outside of things and think as though they have it better. Like, we all have to live this life. There's all consequences. Everyone goes through trials in their lives. They just look different person to person. So just kind of dipping into the mindset of those that are stealing stuff, because obviously it's a woe is me, and like, I don't have as much, or, you know, I might need money, so therefore I'm going to go to someone that I feel as though does have money. Mm-hmm. But, you know, with this COVID thing, it hasn't been something that's been partial to anybody. It's affected people with a lot of money and people with not so much money. And it's benefited people with not so much money, and they've been making money, whether it's from government, and there's people that have been losing everything, you know, and it doesn't matter where they were before that. Everyone's been affected, including people that live in our neighborhood. Like, it's affected us, like it's affected everyone. So I would just say, like, just kind of refrain from thinking that you're alone during COVID, or you're the only one struggling, because like, we're all in it together. Some people are benefiting, but there are still a lot of people that are struggling and trying to figure it out. So that's just crazy to me when I see people like stealing cars and stuff, and theft going up, because it's like, dude, everyone's struggling. So
yeah,
like, we got to figure that out.
And if somebody's not struggling financially, they are in other ways. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're all struggling. Like, money isn't everything, but I understand that money helps, and
it's a resource for sure.
Yeah,
you kind of need it to live this life.
For sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. So yeah, so we've been on like high alert. Everyone's been posting their security camera feeds and all kinds of stuff. Fences are going up more regularly now. Fences aren't as normal out here, but I think they're a growing trend for sure. Not that it keeps everyone out, but it makes it just a little bit harder. We will definitely be next in doing that, since we have teenage boys always wrestling in our yards, and
late at night. The backyard.
Yeah. Or we just have like those random kids walking around with sharp sticks, like they're going on a hiking trip,
but they're going through our backyard,
through the yards. Like, when we first moved in, we had a dude on their bikes and stuff, just like zooming through the yard, and we're like, where's your parents? Like, so
if those are your kids, or kids like yours, get your kids.
Yeah, get them in order. You can't be doing that type of stuff. But there's always suspect stuff that's going on. I know our neighborhood talks about cars driving by with their headlights off and always driving really slow. What happened to you when you were going to the mailbox?
Sorry, there's a bug flying right in your face.
Oh, so that's what you're
Okay, so when I went to the mailbox the other day, I was walking with my two youngest in a double stroller on one side of the... Okay, first of all, I have to explain this. Our mailbox is set up like apartment mailboxes. Like, down the road, like, all of ours are like together.
Because we're a community. Since we're a community, that's the way they decided to do it.
We
do have one in front of the house. Yeah.
Yes. So I have to walk down and get the mail, or drive down, and we both have to get whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I was walking on one side of the street, or one side of the road on the sidewalk, heading down, and there was a not middle-aged, he's probably in his younger 30s.
Yeah, so
across the way on the other side of the street on the sidewalk, but he was kind of behind me a little bit. So here's me, here's him, right? We're walking like this. And obviously, like Malik, being with Malik, it's taught me to be a little bit more self-aware of my surroundings. I'm still working on it, but it's definitely increased since we've been together. So I'm looking, you know, just never seen it. I saw him one time before, just once, and we lived here for over a year. No, almost a year.
It's a year.
And I've only seen him once, and this was just like last week. So, I'm looking at my peripheral, whatever, checking him just to see where he's at, what he's doing, whatever. We get a little further down the way, and I actually have to cross the street because the mailboxes are on the opposite side where he's heading towards, right? And as I stop the stroller and I look over at him, I noticed his phone was facing me and the kids, going like this, and he had it like out. Can they see this?
What?
Right?
Yes,
yeah.
I can see that.
He has it like out like this, and as soon as he notices I'm looking at him, he goes like this. And he flips it to this hand, and he faces it towards the houses. And I was like, oh, that's a little strange. And then he sees me crossing the road, but I'm letting him kind of walk ahead of me so that I end up behind him, not him behind me. Ladies, take notes. Try to be the one walking behind. Anyways, and he like slips
Or
his
get on your
phone.
phone, let someone know.
Yeah, he like.
Loki taking shots.
I was actually FaceTiming Mom at the time. So.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay. She's not me though. She's
I know,
in Wisconsin.
I know. She's not gonna do that from Wisconsin. Anyways, as he sees me coming across, he like slips his phone into his pocket, and he kind of like keeps walking, goes past like the mailboxes and around this cul-de-sac, and then he like disappeared. Like he came back, but like he disappeared, and there's like nowhere to go. Like there's the house that people can view before they purchase a home here.
Yeah, the model home.
The model home.
Yeah, they have
there's
the model
a dead end that has no houses on
That's
it.
There's
Where you
nothing
go
there.
out the neighborhood, and it's like a busy country road.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Literally.
Weird. Did
Like
a
it's
vehicle
just
pick him
cotton
up?
fields. It's just cotton fields.
Yeah, did somebody pick him up? Was that somebody that like is walking the neighborhood to kind of get a feel for what is here? Like it was just really weird. And he seemed like very like, he didn't seem innocent. Like he seemed like he was like up to something. I didn't get that vibe that he was just like going for a walk. Like,
Yeah.
you're like a 30-year-old man going for a walk. I don't know, like I've never seen you before. I've lived here. I've walked to get the mail all the time.
Yeah.
Mind you, I don't go at the same time every day. I don't have a pattern, but still, like.
But it's still not hard to figure out, if someone stays at home all the time, that, at some point they're going to come out within an 8-hour period.
Yeah.
Go get the mail. So, we're definitely going to be changing up how we go get the mail. At least for right now. Until things kind of chill down, which we really don't know when things are going to slow down with the COVID thing. It doesn't seem like it's going to. So, I just encourage you to be long-winded, and you can't really prepare for it, but
You just grind.
yeah, just stay encouraged. We hope to be bringing you guys more videos with not just entertainment, but obviously education, good information, and of course that agape love, our God. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that stuff has been going on for High Alert, and that leads us into talking about our first date in over a year. Guys.
And how we didn't really want to have somebody come sit at our house with all this going on, but
No.
our house is safe. It's just kind of like,
Well, yeah, we just wanted to make sure that she stayed inside the house until we
Right.
got back and things like that. And
Right.
car was locked, nothing was left in there.
we watched her walk to her car, and
Yeah.
like, we were both outside when she left. Like,
Yeah. And she doesn't live too far from us, and she had already told us that, hey, actually, my car has already been broken into.
different neighborhood, same area.
Same area, like not far from here at all, like probably 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
With one like stop sign or something like that. But yeah, car broken into. She said that they only took her purse and they found it at the end of the street. The cops did. Oh man, the cops did, and they brought it back to her. But she was like, I had so much in my car that they could have taken, but you could tell that they were rushing, so they just grabbed the purse and like dipped. She was like, there was a lot more that was of worth that was in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So during this time, lock your cars, keep it in your garage if you have one.
Use your perfume.
Yeah, if you don't have tinted windows or anything like that, don't leave wallets and stuff visible. Just don't. It's definitely not worth it. But anyway, she got here. We decided to go. We really were not thinking this through. So on our first date, Lena's young. For those that have watched our channel before, we have a 4-month-old. So we're just finally getting in a place of feeling comfortable with just leaving her with someone to babysit. And our older two, which is 5 and 2, Shay's getting ready to be 6. But anyway, we decided to go while they're taking a nap.
No, at night.
No, at night, not a nap during the day.
A long night nap.
While they're sleeping at night. So we put in the bed at like 7:30 p.m. So we decided to go on a date at 8.
Yeah, we were like, okay, we'll leave at 8.
Yeah, we're like 8 to like 11.
We looked at some places to do things, to go.
Yeah, because we're just like COVID has put a damper on things, and it's kind of made us push back a date anyway, because we're just like, well, we normally like going to the movies or doing X, Y, and Z, and those things were really closed down. So we were just like, you know what? It's fine. We're gonna go on our date, right? So we leave.
This house with no kids for over a year. And
we had 4 or 5 different options. We narrowed it down. We were gonna go do ice cream taste testing at different places. We were gonna go to the store to make sure that we got some taste test stuff for some YouTube videos, some different candies and stuff that we've never tried before. That's gonna be fun, but I mean the Dollar Tree was closed, so
they closed. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't really go see any big restaurant. We went to Chick-fil-A, which there's nothing wrong with Chick-fil-A,
but it's one of the only places that and they closed literally right after we got food.
The line was crazy packed, and we're like, dang, this is long. But Chick-fil-A, it takes 2 seconds to get through a long line. So shout out to Chick-fil-A for their great service. But we go through, we get our food, we pull into the parking lot just to chill, just to talk, no rush on time, and lights start going off behind us and stuff, and then the drive-through is just dead.
Oh, the shades were closed then.
Yeah, we're we thought they closed at 10.
And it just didn't kind of line.
Yeah, no, everything was done at 9. We started our date night at 8. Keep in mind,
it takes us a half an hour to drive somewhere.
28 minutes. We were outside of the city, so we didn't want to live in the city, so we're kind of in the boonies. So we have to drive into the city, right? 25 minutes, 28 minutes. So we drove there, got our food, and literally Chick-fil-A closed probably 10 minutes after we got our food. And we just sat there, talked, and then we're just alright, that's weird that Chick-fil-A closed so early, because it still says online that it closes at 10. So we're not paying attention. So we drive further up and we're alright, next stop is the Dollar Tree. Maybe we'll get some video and go in. That mug has been closed. Dollar Tree's closed. Everything is shut down. So where do you think we go next? We just go to the gas station because
we needed gas.
We needed gas. We weren't up for dessert.
We're too full from dinner.
I started to get a stomachache, because you guys know a stomachache is the worst thing to have when you're trying to go somewhere fun and bathrooms aren't accessible. And my wife had the nerve to ask me if I wanted to use the gas station toilet.
I didn't know how bad you were feeling.
Bruh, I'm not using the gas station toilet. I'm sorry. Hey.
Squat over it. Don't sit on it.
No, I'm not using a gas station toilet. I'm not using that. And we proceeded after we got gas. I guess we'll mention it. There was this one cop car. There was one cop car at the gas station. And I had to squint for a second. I was like, huh?
Look at the back of his license plate.
Look at his license plate. And his license plate, he was off duty. His license plate said, cuff him. Okay,
come on.
Listen. If there's any police officers watching this, we love police. We live around police officers, so there's no issue with that. But that is one arrogant license plate. Cuff them.
Is that your agenda when you're trying to pull somebody over?
Yeah,
trying to get them to let you cuff them.
Yes. Let's get back to the original. You're here to serve and protect. So to have the license plate cuff them, it's funny. It is funny, but at the same time, it's that's not your overarching responsibility. Yeah, it's gonna happen, and there is criminals and things like that, but that's not your overarching
That should not be your agenda every time you approach a scene.
Yeah, and like seeing him come out, you know, walk to his car and stuff, it didn't make things comfortable. Seeing his license plate cuff him, like so we started making jokes and stuff about different references, but we won't get into that. That was us just having bonding time. But anyway, and then
we bond over the cuff 'em license plate.
Yeah. That's just what it is. We thought it was hilarious.
So yeah, and then it was like what, 9:46 or something. It was like 9:40, 45, and I was
too
like,
late. No, it was earlier than that. But yeah, around that time
it
though.
was around that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, we might as well go home. 'Cause everything was closed. Like,
yeah, she looked at rock climbing, everything.
Yeah, rock climbing was closing at 10. There's no way we would have got strapped up and like we would have got strapped up to take it off because they closed. For 3 minutes of rock climbing.
We're gonna be those people.
Yeah, I'm not that person. So then I ended up texting our babysitter. I was like, hey, like I know we haven't been gone for very long, but we're on our way back.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Like, that was our first date.
Yeah, and then we just got back to the house. We were just like, sorry, like there's really nothing to do. So it was poor planning, like, but we didn't know, but it went kind of what we thought it was gonna go like. And low key though, we were out there and we were driving and we were missing our bed. Like we were missing home.
Well, we're like so busy throughout the day.
Yeah.
That like and there's times where we're still doing like work and stuff or like Bible studies or whatever until like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, there's the packed schedule.
So it's like our only time to really relax is like an hour or an hour and a half before we actually fall asleep.
Yeah.
And usually that's like bed, like comfort, bed, maybe watch a TV show or something. Like
just chilling.
Chill. And we're like, that. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, because due to COVID, like it was too much work, honestly. Like trying to have a date night, and we're just like, okay, this is turning into. It's more stressful than anything. This is. I don't want to say we really stressed, but I get what you're saying. Like it became one of those things where it's just like, all right, this is about to be too much work. Like let's just. It sounds better just to be in our bed chilling. Right?
Yes.
Like
so we came home and we chilled and went to bed.
By the way, Chelsea didn't know how to pay the babysitter. She wanted to use her checkbook, and I was like, you know, she was younger, so we were just like, I was like, you know, you got a Venmo? Like, anything like that? Like, it's very electronic savvy nowadays, and Chelsea's just like, well, I need a... And I'm like,
I said,
a Venmo? Yeah, and she keeps referencing how old she is. Like, she keeps speaking how old we are, so I'm just... COVID's making me nervous because we're really not old, but Chelsea is just like, maybe life is moving faster than what I'm realizing, and we are super old. I think when I started working with kids more, I was like
what?
Old.
I feel like you were just 21. Like,
yeah. Anyway, though, but yeah, she was like totally Cash App, Venmo. You guys know how it is, and she works with those things, but she didn't think about
business.
She didn't think about paying the babysitter by that, which was hilarious. And then she asked the babysitter, "Is that a normal thing?" Like,
I never thought of that before.
I was cracking up, and then she referred to us being old again. So I don't know how many times.
I don't think I called us old.
I don't know how many times she's gonna refer to us being old before I like get offensive. Before I find it offensive.
Before you're offended?
Yeah.
I feel like I would be offending myself more since I am older.
But you don't just say it's you. Like you pull me down in that. You say, we're so old, like But so now we're gonna lead into the other crazy part. You know how we talked about how the neighborhood's on high alert. Things have been super crazy. We had a neighbor's car stolen. Then we went on the date night. Epic fail. Came home early. Settled everything down, right? We initially go to sleep. And what time would you say that we woke up? Like 1?
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m. A little after 1 a.m.
Yeah, and we went to bed at like probably midnight, 11:45 midnight. Yeah.
I'm like half awake, and what sounds to be like some type of weird, like annoying music.
It was like an alarm.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah.
I was like, what?
And a whole bunch of clicks and.
So I woke up and I was like, what? And then Malik abruptly wake this guy up. He's like, what? Half asleep, rolls out of bed, trying to get himself together.
Well, yeah, quickly, because I do start hearing alarming noises and stuff, and I open up I creep out of the bedroom door, and lights are flashing at the front of the house, and all the sounds are going off, all of the outlets are clicking, and somebody was tampering with the electrical in the house. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was unlocking doors or I didn't know what it was. So in this dark house, I'm surveilling everywhere to see if there's any bodies in the house. And then he's the babies are trying to sleep. We need to get rid of the sounds. And I'm like,
Mom, so, that's a mom comment.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to call out with a baby.
What if somebody's trying to kill us?
Just run out there.
I'm like, yo, we have to go through the steps, and then I'm trying to click. There is this we have a smart home, so the smart home button at the front of the house is just going berserk, and it's right next to the baby's bedroom, and I'm trying to push the button, and nothing is going on. It is just it's not functioning whatsoever. It's not listening to me, and I'm just what is going on? So
and then we have GIFs all over the house, so all of our GIFs are tripping. They're clicking, really loud, and all at different times.
Yes.
Click, click, click.
You've been on social media too much, though. I don't think they're GIFs.
They are. I'm pretty sure. Oh, GFIs.
Yeah.
All of our GIFs are clicking.
They're
all
probably
of our GFIs are clicking. Well,
that's hilarious. Go ahead. We're listening. But they were all clicking.
All of the GFIs were clicking all over the house, super random times, not in sync. So it's click, loud clicks everywhere.
Yeah, and we're trying to look through the windows to see.
All the fans and everything dropped. The power source was just very slow.
Yeah, it was dwindling. It kept going down, and then
the
till
kids
everything
have
stopped.
Black stand fans in their room.
Yeah.
For just drowning out little noise and a fresh breeze or whatever.
Anyway, they just have the black fans.
And they were going so slow, granny slow.
Yeah, granny.
Granny
oh
slow.
My goodness. I told you, heard these old comments. Yes, but and then we're looking outside to see is our house the only one that's going on? I'm trying to see if there's anyone lining up in front of the house trying to get in. But then we saw one light flickering, the outdoor lights, because everyone had their lights on because of all of the theft and stuff that's been going on and the high alert. So they're trying to keep everything as visible as possible.
Right, as bright as possible.
Yeah. But a neighbor across the street, their lights were flickering. And then I went into the garage because obviously we have to go to the control panel to start trying to shut off a lot of those GFIs and stuff like that to see what went on. But I'm trying to scroll down because there's so many in the house, and I'm like, that one. Chelsea, is that one good? And of course she's being a mother, so she's checking on the kids, and I hear no response. But I'm in full alert as a husband and father, and I'm just somebody take my what? I'm flicking GIS, and I'm Chelsea, Chelsea.
And I was calm down. I'm checking on the kids.
I'm why would you leave? I need to be able to communicate with you. You're my eyes and ears. I'm in the garage playing with control panels, and somebody could be taking my children and you. And it's yeah, and I'm oh, that's great. She's oh, sorry. So we finally get back focused, and
I'm peeping around.
Yeah, and but listen, she leaves one more time. I don't know where she goes. I'm flipping them, and then I hear noises outside. And I go quiet because my ears are really perked up, and I hear voices. Yeah, I hear voices outside.
Male voices.
So I'm Chelsea, you know, trying to be quiet because I'm out in the garage. Of course she doesn't hear me. So it's another one
I
of
was
those.
somewhere else in the house, also hearing the same voices. I don't remember where I was.
But like, we can't communicate. Like, we're not on one accord here. Like, what could have happened? You know, we're like
Why did she disappear again?
yeah, like, what is she doing? What is she doing? But like, we finally come back together, and then like, she ends up checking the Shelbourne Park residence page. I just told you what neighborhood we live in. Who cares?
Our neighborhood's on high alert. We're safe anyways.
If you try to add it on Facebook, you're not gonna get through. They're not gonna add you. It would be awesome though, because you would see everything that we're talking about. But like, people are commenting, they're just like, "Hey, are we the only ones that are having like power issues and stuff like that?" So we kind of relaxed a little bit, and we're just like, "Okay, it's happening to other people in the neighborhood, but not everyone." So it's just like, is someone trying to trip our servers and security and stuff like that to have access to things? So we're like, everyone's on high alert.
People are outside.
We have
a neighbor that's like literally driving the neighborhood in his car just to see if there's anything going on. Like, and people are all posting this stuff. Like,
yeah, like we're all just trying to stay on one accord and try to figure everything out. And then they said like Huntsville Power was trying to fix everything because maybe it was a lightning strike. That's what Chelsea said.
Power outage that I guess affected like 1,300 homes or something.
Yeah, 1,300 homes. So like that was crazy, but still, you're still in a vulnerable position. Like visuals and stuff like that were super low, and like it was just crazy. So we finally come back to the bedroom, and like we don't sleep obviously because like GFIs and stuff are still clicking. Like things, like there's still noise. The kids are waking up. Well, not the younger two. For some reason, like they were just they're
lucky we're around because
but like Shay was
the world
up.
could be falling apart and they'd be sleeping through it.
Like just fine. Shay was up though, so we were trying to comfort her and make sure like everything was okay because it's like pitch dark in the house. Because like once we found out what it was, eventually they just shut off all the power, so the whole neighborhood went dark. Like no lights, no nothing, just dark. The whole neighborhood at night, and it was just like, oh goodness, like this isn't good. So I was sitting up on watch till what, like 4:35.
Yeah, I was like after 4:30 easily. I think we went to bed officially like at 4:48 or something like that.
Yeah, I finally like put a cover over me, and like Chelsea was like, she was going in and out. So like I'm like sitting up, like trying to stay awake, like getting up, like looking at the door, bed, like, and then sit back down and just sitting there. And then occasionally she'd be like, "Hey, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm good. Sit back down. She asked me again, and I'm like, "Yeah, you can go back to sleep." And then she tells me the next morning, "Oh, I actually wasn't meaning to go to sleep. I was actually just trying to lay there while we wait." And I'm like, "What?" Like, I'll tell you can sleep. She's like, "No, I wasn't meaning to sleep."
I said I wanted to be back up in case you fell asleep so I could wake you up to protect the house. Didn't work. I'm over there like snoring half the time.
But yeah, they finally they get it all back on. So I think at 4:35, all the power pops back on. So now I need to quiet the house down because everything pops back on, and it's like beep beep beep, like the printer's trying to reload and reboot, and it's like you're gonna wake up all the kids, and we're for real not gonna get this little 2 hours of sleep that we're gonna get before the whole house starts, you know. And you got Sunday morning church and everything else that's going on. But that's kind of like our little blog for the day that we wanted to talk to you guys about, our crazy weekend. What is one thing that you learned this weekend, though, that is fruitful for the peeps? Got anything? You have a ton. You learn a ton. It can be anything. Anything that's fruitful, convicting. That's essential for the growth.
We memorized the verse together.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
No, don't do that. Anything else?
I don't know.
Anything that came to life for you? Anything spiritually that you were awoken on as far as the Word of God?
Okay. Yeah, so we've been reading through James. Really short and sweet.
Okay.
Reading through James, I believe it's in James 2 where it talks about even the demons know that there is a God, right? Or the one true God.
Is that 1 or 2? I think that's 1.
2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, as a believer or somebody that believes in Christ, the only thing that truly sets us apart from the demons is acting out, and works is dead.
That is not short and sweet. There's so much explanation in there.
Okay, well, cut that out.
Because that's food. That's not milk.
Faith without works is dead.
Yes, faith without works is dead. She already knew that, but she's saying that
I've been studying it a lot.
It went a little bit deeper into like what that actually means, and we could sum it up in basically saying like just having faith in God and believing in Him, and that He can do just works for you per se is not the extent of faith. Even demons have that type of faith. Even the devil has that type of faith in God. Like they know that He's real and they know what He's capable of. But it is by our works that we show that our faith is true. Like we put our faith into action. Faith is an action. So
and they go together, faith and works.
Yes,
one or the other.
Yes. We're not justified by our works, but we work through our faith
to honor God.
Yes.
And obey His commandments.
Bet.
And the law.
Facts. For sure. And then also just to expound on that too is just like us going through the gospel and understanding that the gospel is something that needs to be relayed every single day within our lives. This weekend was difficult. It was quite crazy. But faith in Christ and constant prayer is the key. You know what I mean? As we continue to operate through so many different layers in life, especially with this COVID thing too. So many people are lacking so much faith and having so many hard times that we can't do it without God. We could never do it without God. So I think this COVID time is just helping us realize that we have our trust in so many different things outside of God, and He needs our focus. Yeah, there's so many idols. Or just experiences, things that are now missing, and it's causing people to be depressed and things like that, and it's showing us where our true trust lies. So if that's you, like it was us, and it's convicting you, make sure that you repent and you're diving into the Word of God each and every day to grow your relationship with Him. That is our goal. That is the gospel. He is more than enough for us. He is the only sufficient thing. So none of those other things that we're looking to, if you have an addiction, to food, to drugs, to sex, to pornography, any of those things, they're never going to be satisfying to us. He is the only thing that satisfies. So that's what we have for you guys. Like, share, subscribe. If you like the gear that we got going on, check the link in the description box below for our website. You guys can also support us. We don't have a PayPal or anything like that set up as a link, but you can message us if you do want to donate to our ministry. We do tons of things other than the YouTube channel, but definitely share this video, definitely subscribe. We love you guys, and later.